Let's welcome Keiko Sydenham, co-founder and CEO of LUCA Japan. Her journey from corporate heights to startup realities is anything but a straight climb. This mom of 3 boys isn't afraid to take risks, good ones that is, and with over 20 years of crushing it in alternative investments for big institutions, she's got the experience to back it up. In her talk, Keiko dives deep into the evolution of leadership. LUCA Japan, the brainchild she co-founded, is making waves as the first online platform for alternative investments. They're all about building the digital infrastructure to empower the next generation of investors, and with 2 successful funding rounds under her belt, it looks like she's off to a flying start. So, get ready to be inspired by Keiko's leadership journey. Let's go!
Hi, everybody. Well, thank you so much for joining my Founder Speak with me today. I'm Keiko Sydenham, and co-founder and CEO at LUCA Japan. Well, today I invite you on my journey, and my journey that traces of transformation of my leadership approach, and from the structured corridor of corporate heights and into the unpredictable realities and startups. So this journey mirrors my personal transformation from a harmonized senior executive into the helm of a startup as a decisive CEO. I co-founded LUCA and became CEO only 2.5 years ago. So yes, I am still new to the role of CEO. Not like many wonderful founders probably in this room who make a fast growth and ready for a successful IPO, or maybe sing like as dynamic stories. But hopefully, people here who are still new to the role of the CEO and struggling in the past and facing everyday's uncertainty could relate my story. Well, coming from the corporate world, with 20 years in financial industry, particularly in alternative investments, my career path had followed as the industry's tremendous growth. However, the biggest crossroad appeared when I decided to venture a startup. The biggest decision in my career that I ever made. And it is obvious to continue my career at the large global firm and to found a startup, a totally opposite choice. So from this, like flying globally and making all the deal closing, and then this. And first, when I was thinking about starting a company, I feel really excited. But at the same time, the wave of anxiety hit me with so much of uncertainty. And you never know if your idea works, or like how to create the product in mind, or how about the capital, and my life with children, and so on. And many said, well, Keiko, this is a crazy choice. You just stay in the corporate world, as your career can just keep progressing. Well, maybe that was true. But I won't delve into the details of my decision to become a CEO today. That story is another time. But a crucial point is that I became a CEO, and my real journey of CEO just began. And before we dive into my journey, let's take a look at my corporate days. As a head of institutional investors, my everyday life is communicating with large institutional investors and talking to headquarters and clients and handling specific requests that often led to deep negotiations during deal closing. So I am to be a perfect facilitator in this negotiation, listening to all of the opinion and the will of the stakeholders, and concluded in a beneficial way on both sides. But sometimes you have to pull off like what you want and compromise. And this was my skill set. But as a startup CEO, this skill set is not necessarily beneficial because I feel I need to listen to everyone in the room and make all happy in a very perfect, peaceful world. Well, sometimes you need to make a decision very quickly and boldly. And many of you know already, for early stage startups, things are not going according to plan, and you face certain troubles and unexpected troubles every day. But as a CEO, it's crucial to always seek solutions and get through it, even when the optimal solution is not clear. Well, since starting LUCA, I faced countless challenges, from business growth and team composition, product development, and relationship with the business partners, and so on. But the most significant challenge became a year ago. That was capital raising and cap structure. As you maybe know, the fundraising environment was quite chilly a year ago, and probably now still. Making a capital raise is a daunting task. We faced numerous rejections and receiving tons of no's during this challenging time. And getting feedback with many of other issues, gradually I realized the company has fundamental issues to be solved to get funded. And that was cap table. And surprisingly, until then, I wasn't aware that our cap table is not ideal for investors. As I came from the financial industry, I thought that was completely failure. And I was devastated by my ignorance. And that was very unpleasant fact that I needed to admit. But I still need to go on somehow to get through this. When I face problems, our team members are always good to help and turn things around. Yes, but this time, the cap table is something that I need to solve. Only I can solve this problem. So it is a very sensitive issue also to talk about with co-founders. I thought I have no one to discuss this openly internally. So I was sitting in a dark hall scaring of the fact that, the cap raising might not be done as we needed. So I desperately need to find what to do, and I think of someone who might be in a similar situation. But yes, no one actually openly talks about this sensitive issue. So I was completely helpless. But one day, coincidentally, I met one experienced female founder that was the first time meeting I started talking about my challenge. And then she listened and analyzed and structured the problem and why this is very crucial to solve now, but not later. And she even gave me some advice how to make it happen and introduced me some other founders who might give you advice. Then I realized this challenge caused by my experienced naiveness was not really only me problem, but there were many others who were in a similar situation. I planned how to present the issue and solution to my co-founders, knowing this won't be an easy discussion. And I need a guts to start the conversation. However, I was convinced of the objective facts and challenges at hand and the necessity for solutions. So above all, I understand the importance of discussing this topic with my great determination. And in that moment, I believe I transitioned from being a perfect facilitator at corporate to a decisive CEO in the truest sense. And finally, we came onto the agreement and we were able to adjust the cap table that way it should be. And we successfully raised a pre-Series A round. And this event taught me 3 very valuable lessons. And first, don't run away from the unpleasant fact. In my case, my unpleasant fact was I was completely unexperienced as a startup at CEO and didn't understand the importance of the foundation. And the second, find the cheerleader outside of your stakeholders who can give you a fair judgment and objective opinion and advice. It is always great to have someone internally who can be very trusted and honest, but sometimes sensitivity may not allow you to do so. So it is very valuable that you have someone outside who may have similar experiences and tries to find the best solution with you. I was lucky to meet my cheerleader at my very difficult time. And third, never hesitate to solve the problem. Although some facts are not comfortable to your stakeholders, you must be a decisive CEO. And at the end of the day, that's what everybody would like to see from you. And finally, from my experience, I want to be a person who can do the same thing when a founder in a dark hole came to me for advice. As we navigate our third year and beyond, I'm certain we'll face countless challenges and make mistakes. Well, nevertheless, I'm learning how to be a decisive CEO, and I feel confident I can handle it. So hopefully, sharing my story will give you a courage to handle difficult decisions every day. Thank you so much for listening.